Hi everyone, welcome back to another character building video. Today I'm showing you how to play like Thor, the god of thunder from Norse mythology and Marvel Comics in Dungeons and Dragons. Thor is the son of Odin and Jord. Both of them are gods with giant heritage, so it is no surprise that Thor is brilliant, big and strong. He is characterized by his martial prowess, his weather-based powers, his goats, and his hammer Mjolnir. For race, we are picking the Protector Aasimar. They are a celestial based race, and this sub-race variant gets a 1 minute transformation once per long rest starting at level 3. This transformation gives us a flying speed and bonus radiant damage to one attack or spell per turn equal to our player level. Using point buy, we select 15 strength, 10 dexterity, 13 constitution, 8 intelligence, 12 wisdom and 14 charisma. Ratio bonuses will increase our wisdom to 13 and charisma to 16. We start with a noble background giving you the history and persuasion proficiencies because that's the upbringing you get when you're the son of the All-Father. Pick any non-primordial language as your bonus choice. Level 1 we start with Paladin. Pick the athletics and intimidation proficiencies. You'll be using heavy armor and the warhammer. Keep your offhand free to use the warhammer with 2 hands for a higher damage die. While Mjolnir is not a long-handled warhammer, the two options to obtain a more Mjolnir-like weapon is if you have an artificer on your team, or you have discussed with your DM whether you will eventually obtain a returning weapon infused lighthammer. First level paladins get the Divine Sense feature. You get a number of uses equal to 1 plus your charisma modifier to detect the type and location of celestial, fiend or undead creatures that aren't hidden behind total cover within 60 feet of you as an action. At first level, paladins get the Lay on Hands feature. You have a pool of hit points you can draw from equal to 5 times your paladin level. It costs an action to use any of it and it replenishes on a long rest. Level 2 we take Paladin again. We get a fighting style. Take Great Weapon Fighting if you are staying with the Warhammer, as this fighting style lets you re-roll damage dice from this weapon if you will be getting a returning weapon infused light hammer. Take the Dueling Fighting style for +2 bonus damage. Jeremy Crawford himself confirmed in 2016 on Twitter that it can apply to thrown weapons too. Second level paladins get access to the Divine Smite feature, which is perhaps one of the most powerful mechanics in the game. What better way to convert Thor's divine power into battle power? When you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack, you can expend 1 spell slot to deal radiant damage to the target. The extra damage is 2d8 for a first level spell slot, plus 1d8 for each spell slot higher than first level, to a maximum of 5d8. Fiends and undead take an additional 1d8 damage. Second level paladins also get access to spellcasting. You get to pick from the paladin spell list which ones you have prepared after a long rest. The number you have prepared is equal to your charisma modifier plus half of your paladin level. Half numbers are rounded down and spent spell slots replenish on a long rest. You should be able to prepare 4 spells. Use some of your choices to balance out your team. Good spells to have prepared for Thor are Protection from Evil and Good, since it shields you from being frightened, and nothing should scare Thor. There is also Thunderous Smite that knocks enemies away while dealing thunder damage, and only takes a bonus action to cast. It also stacks with Divine Smite if you have the spell slots left to do both. Level 3 we take Sorcerer. Thor's natural magic is beginning to kick in and we pick Storm Sorcery as the Sorcerer's origin. This gives you the Wind Speaker feature, giving you the primordial language with communication skills across its elemental subdialects. You also get the Tempestuous Magic feature. This means that immediately before or after you cast a first level spell or higher, you can fly up to 10 feet without provoking an opportunity attack. At this level, you've just got access to your Aasimar transformation, known as the Radiant Soul. You can use this feature creatively. Imagine your Thor character flying down into the middle of a group of enemies, casting Thunder Wave, which knocks a couple of them away, then being able to immediately fly back up without anyone left standing being able to hit you. You have also gained access to Sorcerer spells. You have a pick of 4 cantrips. Booming Blade is thunder themed. If you cast Thunderous Smite as a bonus action, then cast Booming Blade as your action, then use another first level spell slot to Divine Smite, your two-handed Warhammer deals 1d10 plus 2 plus 2d6 thunder plus 2d8 radiant damage, potentially knocking the enemy prone or back 10 feet, and if they move on their turn, they will take an additional 1d8 thunder damage. Lightning Lure, Prestidigitation, and Gust can fill the other options. You get 2 first level spells, choose Thunder Wave and Shield. When Thor spins his hammer very quickly to deflect damage, he is really casting the shield spell. Level 4 is in Sorcerer. You get another first level spell to pick. Select Absorb Elements. Whenever Thor is hit by lightning, thunder, or any other element for that matter, he should be able to shrug it off. As you already have 2 levels in Paladin, whose spell slot progression is half that of a full caster, it stacks on your full caster level progression. This means that you have spell slots of a 3rd level Sorcerer while only having 2 levels in it so far. As such, you can upcast Thunderwave or use the extra spell slots on more Divine Smites. 2nd level sorcerers get the Font of Magic feature. You have a wellspring of magic within you. You now have a number of sorcery points equal to your sorcerer level, meaning you have 2. With these, you can create spell slots using a bonus action. Alternatively, you can convert spell slots into sorcery points as a bonus action. Level 5, we take our 3rd level in Sorcerer. You get 1 2nd level spell choice. Shatter deals thunder damage and gives you a bit more range, although Warding Wind is a good situational spell. 3rd level Sorcerers get access to meta magic. They cost sorcery points to use, and you can only use one option on a spell unless otherwise noted. Your 2 picks are Subtle Spell, because Thor doesn't need magic words when channeling his inner storm, and Quicken Spell to change spells that cost an action to only a bonus action. Level 6, we take our 4th level in Sorcerer. You get an ability score increase, add 1 to Strength and 1 to Constitution to bring them to 16 and 14 respectively. You get another cantrip and 2nd level spell choice. Pick Shocking Grasp, and you can also grab the other spell between Warding Wind and Shatter. Your spell slot progression is that of a 5th level caster now, giving you 3rd level spell slots for upcasting and smites. Level 7, we take our 5th level in Sorcerer. This gives you access to 3rd level spells, which provide some of the biggest power leaps. Here we select Lightning Bolt. With this spell, you form a stroke of lightning 100 feet long and 5 feet wide. Any creature in this line must make a dexterity saving throw, taking 8d6 lightning damage if they fail and half if they pass. Level 8 is our first level in Cleric, selecting the Tempest domain. You gain access to Cleric spells starting with 3 cantrips. Pick Guidance, Spare the Dying, and Word of Radiance. Like Paladin, you get to prepare spells from a list based on your level in that class. The number of Cleric spells you can prepare are equal to your Wisdom modifier plus your Cleric level. Guiding Bolt and Healing Word are good choices. First level Tempest Clerics get some bonus proficiencies that we already have, and the Wrath of the Storm feature. When a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to cause them to make a dexterity saving throw. They take 2d8 lightning damage on a fail and half as much if they pass. You can use this reaction a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier per long rest. Level 9, we take our 2nd level in Cleric. This gets you another 1st level Cleric spell to prepare. 2nd level Clerics get the Channel Divinity feature. This can be used once per short rest, and you can use it to turn undead. We are going to use the Tempest Cleric's version of Channel Divinity instead. It is called Destructive Wrath, and when you roll thunder or lightning damage, you can use this Channel Divinity to deal maximum damage instead of rolling. Your Lightning Bolt spell can now be upcast with your multi-classed 4th level spell slot to deal 96 damage, and you can opt to use your Channel Divinity to do 54 damage instead of the average 31.5 damage that you get from rolling the dice. Before learning to unlock his full thunderous potential later in life, Thor developed his martial capabilities. So for level 10, we're going to go back to Paladin. 3rd level Paladins get the Divine Health feature, making you immune to disease. You also get to pick a Sacred Oath. Actions over words. Challenges are but tests. Hone the body. Discipline the soul. These are Thor-like tenets that make up the Oath of Glory. This subclass has oath spells that expand your spell list. You also get a paladin's own channel divinity. This usage is completely separate from the clerics. If you invoke the paladin channel divinity, you can either use Peerless Athlete or Inspiring Smite. You also get 1 channel divinity usage per short rest. Peerless Athlete is a bonus action that uses your channel divinity and gives you advantage on athletic and acrobatic checks, lets you carry, push, drag, and lift twice as much as normal, and increase long and high jumps by 10 feet, all for 10 minutes. Norse mythology tells of Thor wrestling with old age herself. This is definitely a card you should carry up your sleeve. Inspiring Smite can be used at the cost of your channel divinity as a bonus action immediately after dealing damage with Divine Smite. When you do this, you roll 2d8 and add your paladin level, the total of which is a pool of temporary hit points that you can divide amongst yourself and any creature of your choice within 30 feet. No wonder Thor can turn the tide of any battle. Level 11, we take our 4th level in Paladin for an ability score increase. Take +2 to Strength. As a consequence of having 7 levels in a full caster and 4 levels in Paladin, which is a half casting class itself, we have a multi-classed 5th level spell slot, helping upcast our spells. Level 12, we take our 5th level in Paladin. We get the extra attack feature, letting you attack twice instead of once when you take the attack action. In addition to this, you also get access to 2nd level spells from the Paladin spell list. Prepare and cast Find Steed. In mythology, Thor had a pair of goats that pull his chariot and he could resurrect them with his hammer. If we summon the elk mount from the spell options and reflavor it as a goat, we now have a summonable giant goat as our mode of transport. Level 13 we take Paladin to level 6. There is a reason Thor's comrades feel safe when he is by their side, and that reason is Aura of Protection. Whenever you or a creature within 10 feet make a saving throw, you gain a bonus to the throw equal to your charisma as long as you are conscious. Level 14 we go back into Sorcerer for our 6th level. You gain the Heart of the Storm feature, giving you resistance to lightning and thunder damage. If you start casting a first level spell that deals lightning or thunder damage, you erupt with magic, picking any creature of your choice within 10 feet, and you can choose if they take thunder or lightning damage equal to half of your sorcerer level. You also get the Storm Guide feature, meaning you can influence the weather around you. If it is raining, you can use an action to stop the rain falling within a 20-foot sphere. If it is windy, you can use a bonus action to choose the direction the wind blows within 100 feet of you. This lasts until the end of your next turn and doesn't affect the wind speed. 6th level sorcerers get another spell pick. We will take the 3rd level spell, Thunder Step. Having any sort of teleportation comes in handy, and it fits Thor's theme. This could be the Bifrost, bridging you from one spot to another. Level 15 we take Sorcerer for the 7th level. This gives you access to 4th level Sorcerer spells. Storm Sphere has a range of 150 feet, and on a point within that range you can summon a 20-foot radius sphere for a minute if you maintain concentration. Each creature that is in the sphere when it appears or ends its turn there must succeed on a strength saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage. While the spell is active, you can use a bonus action on each of your turns to cause a lightning bolt to leap from the center of the sphere towards one creature within 60 feet of the center. This is a ranged spell attack, and if used on a creature within the sphere, you have an advantage on the roll. On a hit, the target takes 4d6 damage. The space within the sphere is difficult terrain, and creatures within 30 feet of the sphere have disadvantage on perception checks based on sound. As you have access to 6th level spell slots, you can upcast it, but it only increases the amount of bludgeoning damage die. Level 16, we take our 8th level in Sorcerer, giving us an ability score increase where we select 2 more points in Charisma. Your multi-class spell slot progression is on 7th level spell slots. Another sorcerer spell selection, feel free to pick anything to balance out your team like Banishment. Level 17 we take our 9th level in Sorcerer, getting access to 5th level spells, selecting Wall of Light. Level 18 we take our 10th level in Sorcerer, you get another meta magic, cantrip, and spell pick. The meta magic choice will be Empowered Spell. Spend 1 sorcery point to reroll a number of damage die equal to your charisma modifier. You must use the new rolls. This is good if you roll a couple of 1s on Lightning Bolt. This meta magic specifically can be used even if you have already used a different meta magic in the casting of the spell. Level 19 we take our 11th level in Sorcerer, where you gain access to 6th level spells, where we pick Chain Lightning. Pick a target within 150 feet and up to 3 more targets within 30 feet from the first target. Targets must make a dexterity saving throw. They take 10d8 damage if they fail and half as much if they pass. A deadly spell combined with your Destructive Wrath Channel Divinity, as it will instantly deal 80 damage on a fail or 40 on a pass if you use the Channel Divinity feature. If you upcast the spell, you can get additional bolts to leap 30 feet from the original target. Level 20 you have a choice. Take Sorcerer to 12, getting another ability score increase. Here you can take your Charisma to 20, or take the Elemental Adept feat, selecting Lightning as your element that ignores resistances, while also converting damage rolls of 1s into 2s. Alternatively, if you are happy with your spell prowess and your ability scores, but you would like some more movement, then you can take Paladin to level 7. Here you get Aura of Alacrity, which gives you a 10-foot boost in speed, as well as a boost in speed for 1 round to any ally that starts their turn within 5 feet of you and you aren't incapacitated. This bonus will also increase the speed of your giant goat steed. Magic items. As discussed, a Warhammer works well and meets the great weapon fighting style criteria if you are swinging it with both hands. If there is an artificer on your team, or the DM has agreed to let you obtain a returning weapon infused light hammer, then this works well with the dueling fighting style. Be aware that when you throw a weapon, you don't meet the criteria of being able to use Divine Smite or the Smite spells, as they require melee weapon attacks. There is one Smite spell that lacks the melee requirement of the weapon attack wording, and it is the level 2 spell, Branding Smite. Thor is known in Norse mythology for using a power belt. This doubled his strength, and in Dungeons and Dragons there are belts of giant strength, the weakest of which is the Hill Giant, bringing you up to 21 strength. Since we stop at 18 strength in this build, obtaining any of the belts of giant strength would be a big, lore-friendly boost to our Thor build. So how did we do? we have great damage output. By hammer or by lightning, you deal a lot of damage. Due to Divine Smite, you can bolster each melee weapon hit with 5d8 radiant damage before calculating in any damage you might have dealt with a smite spell. If you put your final level in Sorcerer, then you have access to 9th level spell slots for upcasting. Using this on Chain Lightning means you can target one creature plus an additional 6 within 30 feet of it. If you deal 80 damage due to Destructive Wrath to each of them and they all fail their saving throw, that's a potential 560 hit points worth of damage. Our build has great utility and support. You have access to healing spells and features, you have access to flight and teleportation, you can bump up your allies' saving throw scores if they stay nearby, you have Divine Sense and can cast Bless, and you can summon a mount. These are just a few ways that you have more uses than just your lightning and hammer. Not traditionally known for your book smarts, there is a lack of intelligence. Dexterity is also left neutral. Fortunately, you can add your charisma modifier to your saving throws when you are conscious, and if you have Bless activated, it boosts your saving throws by 1d4. You don't have a wide variety of elements, with some of your biggest types of damage being thunder and lightning. If you are faced with a creature that was immune to these damage types, it would shorten your list of options. Lightning seems to have more resistant or immune creatures to it, but luckily thunder and radiant do not. So there you have it, Thor in Dungeons and Dragons. Subscribe for future content and please leave a comment for any suggestions. I'll see you next time and thanks for watching.